What is the latest research on cystic fibrosis progression? Imagine a future where cystic fibrosis no longer means a life limited by lung damage or frequent hospital visits. Recent research is bringing us closer to that reality by focusing on how the disease develops and how we can slow or even stop its progression. Scientists are now making strides in understanding how treatments that target the root cause of cystic fibrosis are changing the game. One of the biggest breakthroughs has been the development of CFTR modulator therapies. These drugs target the defective protein caused by mutations in the CFTR gene. The first of these was ivacaftor, approved in 2012, which improved how well the lungs work for some patients. Since then, combination therapies like Orkambi, Symdeko, and especially Trikafta have been approved. Trikafta, approved in 2019, is a triple-drug combination that has shown remarkable results. It can significantly improve lung function, reduce hospital stays, support weight gain, and even lower the chances of needing a lung transplant. Over 90% of people with cystic fibrosis have mutations that can be treated with these drugs, and around 75,000 people worldwide are currently using them. Starting treatment early, especially during childhood, is linked to near-normal life expectancy and less severe disease progression. Real-world studies involving thousands of patients confirm that these therapies are making a big difference. They show an 87% reduction in the need for lung transplants and a 74% lower risk of death among those on triple therapy. However, researchers are still studying the long-term effects of these treatments. Some issues like airway inflammation, changes in the microbiome, and gastrointestinal symptoms can still persist despite therapy. The best outcomes are seen when treatment begins early, helping to preserve lung function and restore the health of the airway lining and immune system. Not all patients respond equally to current treatments. About 10% of people with cystic fibrosis have mutations that do not respond to existing CFTR modulators. Some patients also experience intolerance to these drugs. To address this, scientists are working on developing new corrector drugs that target these less responsive variants. Advances in structural biology and chemistry are helping identify how different mutations affect drug response, with the goal of expanding effective options for everyone. Gene therapy is another exciting area of research. The idea is to deliver healthy copies of the CFTR gene or use gene editing tools directly into lung cells. Some approaches involve lentiviral vectors, which can insert genetic material into the host's DNA for potentially long-lasting effects. Although gene therapy is still in early stages compared to drug treatments, early human trials are promising and could someday offer a more permanent solution. Researchers are also developing new drugs for rare mutations. For example, Aliftrek has been approved for some less common genetic variants. These drugs have shown similar benefits to Trikafta, improving lung function and symptoms, and they help expand treatment options for more people with cystic fibrosis. Looking ahead, scientists are working on creating better tools to monitor disease progression over time. Biomarkers that measure lung and gut health, inflammation, and microbiome changes will help personalize treatments and catch issues early. The ultimate goal is for future generations of people with cystic fibrosis to enjoy near-normal lives during childhood and adolescence, with less treatment burden and better quality of life. In summary, recent research highlights how powerful targeted therapies are transforming cystic fibrosis care. Early treatment with CFTR modulators can slow or halt disease progression, and ongoing efforts aim to develop solutions for those with resistant mutations or who cannot tolerate current drugs. Gene therapy offers hope for a more permanent fix, while new biomarkers will help tailor treatments to each individual. Always remember, these advances are based on solid scientific evidence, but individual experiences vary. It's essential to work closely with healthcare professionals to find the best approach for each person with cystic fibrosis.